Hello, hello, hello. Right, that's it. Apple event done. How's everyone feeling? Is everyone very excited now? What's everyone buying? We already know Team Kinetics is going to be buying himself an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Ultra is much more elegant as a name, I would have thought, but no, we don't get elegant. So, hello. Right, let's just do a quick tweet, make sure that people know that we're here. If anyone else wants to tweet it out, feel free. Smash the like button. Come and join us for a chat. Yes, let's do it. So, let me know down in the comments what are you excited about. So Joe says good morning, which I'm guessing it's a typo and not just a different way of saying it. Good morning, says Team Kinetics. My little Pimo had a call with the boss right when they started talking about the A17 and missed it. Okay, so we've got some stuff to talk about here. I've made some notes. They were talking about the watches first. That was dull, so let's move on from that. The one thing that I thought was really cool about the watches, other than obviously the super sustainableness, which is grand, that's fine. Precision finding for your iPhone, which is great because I lose my phone, but I don't tend to lose my watch too often, so that's pretty good. I don't like the look of the finish on the new phones, not gonna lie. Not a big fan of the titanium with the brush head look. I'm hoping it feels really nice in the hand though. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, exciting stuff. A17 Pro, this is interesting. I wonder if that means that there will just be a base A17 that goes into next year's phones, or are they going to put a base 17 into something else, like iPad Air, perhaps, that doesn't need to have a Pro, and maybe that won't have ray tracing, or it'll have less GPU cores, or something like that. But there's some really big stuff around the GPUs, which is good. Team Kinetics says that Tim Cook has just cost him £3,049. So what are the UK prices? I haven't checked that yet. We should probably do that. I'm guessing that will be all live now on apple.com. So let's go and have a quick look. See if our pricing is live. So yes, interesting things though. That I think the highlights from this, A17 Pro, that's got to be a big thing. We are on 3nm. That's really good to know. I do wonder if that means that there will be an A17 non-Pro later or not. We don't know. But yeah, there's a possibility there. The ray tracing, which again we've been talking about for a little while, if that's coming to the M series chips, which I don't see any reason that it wouldn't, that will also be interesting. Let's have a quick look. Oh, they haven't actually updated the front page yet. So the store still has A14 on it. They're still finishing off on the store. It says almost there. So they've obviously had some issues with getting stuff live on the store. So that's interesting. Right. Team Kinetics saying GPU on the A17 Pro is mad. Desktop level power with no active cooling in an iPhone. Yeah, so I guess the reason for that is that obviously 3nm means that it's going to be a lot more power efficient in the first place. That's really interesting. But yeah, that was an interesting event. There was some ropey stuff. It was a very slow start, I thought, with the watches. Yeah, the watch part was not inspiring to me. The idea that they're calling the double tap gesture like a new feature, that's just an accessibility feature that they've brought to being a main feature, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I made some notes. Let's go through my notes. So Apple Watch. Oh, Siri with health. Again, they've kind of called a feature just being able to access something else through Siri. That's fine. 2000 nits of brightness on the base Apple Watches now for the Series 9. That's fine, and it goes down to 1 nit, which I thought was interesting, so you can actually use it in a theatre properly. But yeah, those pinch gestures was the thing, and then they talked a lot about sustainability, and then I was bored of watches. So Apple Watch Ultra 2 does not have the dark mode, does not have dark colours, which, that's one of the very few rumours that I guess was flying around. We also didn't get a periscope lens on the iPhone, so that's yeah. Some very strange things. I need to dig into all of this stuff, because obviously what this is the live reaction, the quick, this is what we've just seen, let's have a chat about it. Team Kinetics, thanks, go put your daughter to bed, lovely, happy days, we'll see you later in the week. The camera stuff does look very, very good. I don't know what to think about some of these things. They sort of teased me. They said that they started talking about Macs and I got excited, and then they didn't talk about Macs instead. So, iPhone. Have we actually got the 15s up yet? Nope, we've still got 14s. The website is very behind at the minute. The price increase only came on the... Well, it didn't actually come at all. What they did do was they eliminated the 128 gig version of the Pro Max, so we now just start with the 256 gig size, and the pricing's the same. So that's okay, I guess. You do get that 5x zoom on it, which is fine, but it's not what we were expecting. But yeah, it's all about this A17 Pro chip, which has got the AVI decoder, which I think Evan was asking about as well. Or was it encoders that Evan wanted? One of the two, but we've got AVI decoders, that's pretty cool. We've got the 6-core GPU, the GPU is where it's all at. The ray tracing that's coming to that is what a lot of people were very excited about. And I now can see absolutely zero chance that they will actually sell Vision Pro with M2 inside it. It's going to have M3 and it's going to have ray tracing, because it's going to make the environments that you go to so much more immersive. So yeah, I think that's definitely what's going to happen. I wonder though, is this A17 Pro? As I say, we've been talking in the past a little bit about cheaper MacBooks. A17 Pro might be a very good chip to run an entry-level MacBook on. Maybe we don't need to go all the way up to an M chip in order to run macOS. I think that would probably be capable. The speed increases, the performance increases on that iPhone 15 Pro didn't look huge. I think they said 10% faster. And then the GPU is 20% faster, but they've added an extra GPU core. So the actual GPUs and the system doesn't seem to be running that much faster. They mentioned the batteries, but I don't think they talked about battery life improvements, or I might have missed that. That's very possible. We will just do a quick force refresh of apple.com and say, oh, there we go, it's here. Euphoria is what they've put up for iPhone 15. I quite like that. I do kind of like the way that the iPhone 15 looks, I've got to say. The almost white backs, and then you get the colour around the camera areas. I think that's actually quite a nice look. The 14 has stayed around. Has the 14 switched over to USB-C? They didn't mention this, but we will see. And the iPhone SE stays in the lineup as well. No dynamic island. No, they've stuck with Lightning on the 14 and the SE still. So those haven't changed. Dynamic island going to those. Oh, what have we got? 29 hours of video playback. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much about that. Yeah. Ron Matson, will there be an A17 Max? I don't think so. They just said all-day battery. Yeah, Nicholas, thank you for that. There wasn't really much in terms of new features for iOS 17, actually, or when the release is. I don't think it was mentioned. Did anyone catch that? Was the iOS 17 release date mentioned in there? It might even be today, although I would have thought they would have mentioned that. My Little Pimo, did they say Thunderbolt? No, because it doesn't have Thunderbolt. It has USB-C with 3.0 speeds, which is 10 gigabits per second in the Pro models, and it is still USB 2 speeds in the regular iPhones, which is kind of what we were expecting. I thought they might have just gone ahead and put it in there. But yes, iOS 17 I don't think has been mentioned, but I will just check on the site. iOS 17 has got its own button at the top. Preview, it just says coming this autumn, so I mean it's going to be out before the iPhones next Friday, so I would guess maybe Monday. UK prices are up, yes they are, and what are they? Let's have a look. iPhone 15 Pro, these are the ones we're interested in really. £999. Actually, has that come back down? I thought they'd gone back up to, I thought they went to like $1049, and now are they back? Maybe we've actually had a price cut. That's very interesting. Spatial video, that was the other thing, yeah. So my little Pymo, this is something that I predicted, yeah. Yeah, it should be able to be done on regular phones, and I would have thought that they would have enabled it using LiDAR, but I guess software locking that, just so that you can hold off on it and make it more of a feature. But let's be honest, if you're going to drop $3,500 on a Vision Pro headset, you're probably not going to sniff at the idea of upgrading your iPhone. So I guess it's not going to make that much difference. There's not going to be a huge number of people that are out there worrying that they haven't got the latest iPhone but have bought a Vision Pro, I would guess. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the finish on the Pros. I don't really like the look of the titanium. The pound has strengthened against the dollar. Well, that's a win for us, isn't it? So that's good. iOS 17 on the 18th of the 9th, and the 18th will be next Monday? Yes. Next Monday. I mean, if you want it, like, you can install it now on the public betas, so it won't make that much difference. I've got it running on my personal iPhone, which is what we're talking to you on right now. But yeah, 1 terabyte edition. Is that on the Pro Max? So $15.99. That's not silly. And apparently you can now record directly to a hard drive using that USB, which is pretty cool. There's some really nice little touches in here. I like the idea that basically if it can see that there are people in your photos, it will automatically capture the portrait data, so you can then change your bokeh and stuff in the post. So that's pretty good. Pretty handy little feature. Yeah, but this event for me is all about A17 Pro. That's the big one. That's the big thing. So 6-core GPU now. 6-core CPU, which we already basically had, so 4 efficiency and 2 performance cores. Yeah, that thing is absolutely capable. I mean, if you think about the M series chips, the base M chips, they are 4 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores. This has got 4 efficiency cores, and that's basically what's running macOS most of the time anyway. So it's only when you really need to open it up. Yeah, that A17 could run a Mac. And I think overall it's probably going to be faster than M1 anyway. Did they show an A17 performance chart? No, I think they've learnt after the Linus debacle that you don't put up vague graphs on the screen. Maybe. We'll see. Personal preference, I suppose. I dig the titanium look. I mean, it probably looks really good in person, and I think in my head it's the kind of, is it going to feel like rough? Which I think would be awful, but I don't think it will do. But my brain kind of thinks it will, even though it probably won't. But we used to have brush metal anyway on like the iPhone 4, which I had. In fact, there might be one around here somewhere. We had brushed stainless steel down the sides. Is it in this one? No. I appear to have lost my big stack of old phones. Oh, here it is. So, iPhone 4, in fact this might be a 4S, but this has got like brushed edges. Kind of brushed. But yeah, we got our USB-C, so hopefully everyone can be quiet about that now, because USB-C to me is the most boring part. But there we go. Thomas Robinson, good evening. Good evening, sir. No, in Germany, no price increase for 256 gigs. They still sell for $14.49. The 14 Pro Max was also $14.49, but $128. Oh, okay, cool. So that's a win for you guys. Has the price of the regular Pro dropped then? That'd be pretty impressive. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Yeah, it feels like we've kind of reset back to where the pricing should have been. I wonder if that means they've also reset the pricing on the MacBooks. So let's have a quick look, because they might have just updated all the pricing. MacBook Air 15-inch from $13.99. MacBook Air, no, still $11.49. Yes, $11.49. Okay, cool. Vinny Spidey, hey, how you doing? Very good to see you all here. What did everyone think of the event in general? Was it a good thing? Did we like that? Are we happy? Are we happy with that event? I mean, I kind of did think that we might have seen a little bit of more liveness on the stage, but it was not to be. And I think if they're not going to do that one live on stage, because they weren't really releasing that many new products overall, it doesn't feel like they're going to move back to it either. So, here, what's this? Let's have a quick look at what Twitter's saying. Oh, Apple is now doing a USB-C to Lightning adapter, so you don't have to throw away your old cables, which is great. I guess. I think that's probably more, surely that's more for like headphones. If you've got Lightning-based headphones, perhaps. Nicola pricing in Dubai unchanged. Oh, you in Dubai? I used to live there. Very nice. Thomas is staying happy. Apple was using a more intelligent solution for the increased zoom than a mechanical periscope. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone was really excited that it was going to be this periscope zoom thing. I still say that the most interesting thing here was definitely that new chip. The new GPU stuff, that's very much the part that I thought I was very pleased with. So A17 Pro. Oh, there's actually a little film about it. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that afterwards. But yeah, I thought it was a decent event. How did everyone feel? Oh, iCloud going up to like 6 and 12 terabytes now. That's a lot. And the 2, which was the highest one before, good God, how much is that going to cost? The 2 terabytes is what I've got, because that's included with Apple One. So, where are you hiding iCloud, Apple? There isn't a services bit. That's strange. Apple Care Plus, Apple TV Plus, Home App. There doesn't actually appear to be anywhere that you can find out about that, which is good. But yeah, we will obviously dig into a bunch of this stuff as we go through and see what's going down. Services? No, not here. Not here. Junior Spa stuff. Oh, fine woven accessories. Have they actually dumped everything else? So these are in between the prices of what used to be silicon and what used to be leather. So, a fine woven Pro iPhone case, or in fact any of the iPhone cases, is £59. And I think it used to be $49 for silicon and $99, I want to say, for the leathers. So it seems like Apple's definitely moving on to more kind of non-animal based stuff. I don't know whether it's more for sustainability or for animal rights, that kind of stuff, perhaps. The Mother Nature bit was a bit meh. Yeah, I thought so. I was also kind of semi-watching that and semi on another call. So this is something that I needed to mention to you guys. I am going to be doing stand-up comedy for charity pretty soon. So I was also, while this was going on a live video about how that's being set up. So that's going to be like a fundraiser thing with GoFundMe, or what's it called? Let me check. Just Giving, I think it is. So expect me to be shilling that, and there will be video of it afterwards so people can watch, so that'll be good. Yeah. So the Mother Nature bit I will go back and watch again because I didn't see that. Solid Event, says Thomas Rabenstein, and the Mother Nature bit was cool. Love the actress. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff, right? She was in the Christmas one with Ryan Reynolds, Spirited, was it called? Which I thought was really, really fun. I really enjoyed that. That movie. We'll be watching that again this Christmas. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think they touched on as much of the stuff, as I think there are going to be kind of bits that appear. They've also mentioned, obviously, that the AirPods Pro will be coming now with USB-C built into the case, which is, yeah, fine. And I guess that gives them the opportunity to update the other stuff. But maybe they only updated that one at this event because they'd already updated them, like, very recently. So maybe that's the reason that they got to kind of throw away at this event. And maybe we get more of a, like, audio event later in the year. Audio and Macs. So maybe we could get Macs if we are going to get M3 before the end of this year, which I really think they should. We could have M3 Macs. We could have, because there's only going to be a couple of those, we think. Probably the MacBook Pro 13-inch and the Mac Mini. No, they wouldn't even do the Mac Mini. iMac. That's the other one. Those would be this year. And then maybe they could also do AirPods Max, and they could also do some other stuff like that. But that would also allow them to obviously update the accessories, so things like the Magic Mouse, the trackpad, the keyboard, which again all still use Lightning right now. They'd be able to update those to USB-C as well. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid event. I thought it was pretty good. The beginning of the keynote did touch me, showing people the Apple Watch, what the Apple Watch did for health. Yeah, it was really nice, actually. It was another one of those. I mean, it took a bit long. Like, they could have probably sped through that a little bit quicker, but obviously they do want to kind of show this. I thought the car recovery thing by satellite was quite interesting. Obviously, only in America for now, so it's very limited in its scope right now, but that's something that will obviously come out to other countries fairly soon. This is probably why Apple has been launching more satellites with Globalstar, because they will be saturating that if they do much more than that. And obviously the more satellites they put up there, the more capability that they can put into it, so maybe you would be able to send the odd text message via satellite if you are out of cell service. I don't think it's going to be like media messages, I don't think it's going to be calls or video chats or anything like that anytime soon, but that wouldn't be too bad. But definitely, yeah, A17 Pro, very, very cool. Just going to be interesting. Oh, and you can now take 48 megapixel HEIF images as well. And they actually sort of pronounced it as HEIF 2, which I thought was quite good. Metal FX upscaling. That's going to be interesting because, especially if this A17 ever makes its way into an Apple TV, that's something else that would be interesting, because Apple would be able to do much better, much better job of sort of 4K gaming in the lounge. If you were using this, you know, it can create a 1080p thing that's actually processed on board and then upscale it using the CPU GPU. I thought the hardware ray tracing looked very, very good, and much like the fact it was going from like 8 to 30 FPS just because of that. I thought that was very good. Yeah, the car recovery you will need when you tour the Falkland Islands. Yeah, I mean, I don't really. It's a bit annoying that these new things only come to the US first, but obviously Vision Pro will be. Spatial video recording I thought was very cool. But yes, how about the improved mobile gaming with the new SIP system in package? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be really, really fun. But yeah, what was I saying? I was definitely saying something useful. It was insightful. But yeah, the gaming stuff, very, very cool. It looked really good. It reminded me of the old days when they used to bring out the guys from Epic Games as well, when they were talking about Infinity Blade and stuff like that, and how great these things looked. But obviously they weren't pushing many pixels then, and these videos looked much, much better. Once that tech gets over to the Macs as well, that's going to be really, really nice. I don't really know what else to say to you guys. I like the idea that they're now trying to offset the energy that you'll use to charge your phone. So they're kind of being really thoughtful about the whole process with these devices, not just when we make them. They're using recycled cobalt and everything now for the batteries, which is great. I'm hoping the battery life is going to be better on this year's phones, because it kind of sucked last year on the 14 Pros, the 14 Pro Max. But yeah, there's an awful lot to process, and I think that's what I'm going to do next, is just take a little bit of time, rewatch the events, see what was actually going on, see about all the stuff that we missed, read other people's articles, and work all that stuff out. But yeah, some really good stuff. Spatial video on the iPhone 15 Pros, very, very cool. That is very helpful. But I kind of thought they were just going to do it using. I thought they were just going to do it using like the LiDAR and then kind of do like a post-processing 3D, but apparently not. Anyway, any questions that you've got for anything about the events, use hashtag #ICaveAnswers down in the actual comment section, not in the chat. Evan Rogers Gaming! Yes. Gaming indeed, Evan. But yes, chuck any actual questions that you've got down into the comment section, as opposed to in the chat on the side, and I will answer them in tomorrow's show, because I will have time to actually do the research and find out some answers for things, because obviously everything just kind of flies by you during these events, but I'll be able to watch it properly and get you some proper answers. So thank you all for joining us for this little after party. We should have brought some drinks, shouldn't we? But we did not. Anyway, right guys, thank you so much for being here. We are going to wrap this little one up, I think, and yeah, good times. Have a great night, and wherever you may be in the world, and we will see you in the next one.